Welcome to RawPodcast. My name is Scott Harrigan, and today we're going to talk about a little ball hockey. And today we have on the show, we got Aiden Kulas. Aiden, welcome to the show, buddy. How you doing?
Thanks for having me. Very well.
Good stuff. Let's first, we got to talk right into the mic just so we can pick it up. And
awesome. Beautiful
people will hear all our stories and stuff like that. So, the Vancouver Island Ball Hockey League. I've known about it for a few years.
Awesome.
And that was through Topaz.
Yes.
And that's been going, and Shane started that.
Correct.
A long time ago. And I remember when I first started ISN, that Shane was doing a lot of community stuff and
yes.
and trying to and the hurdles that he had to face, you know, with the city and getting playing time and making sure the box is clean and
for sure.
I loved ball hockey when I was a kid. I really did. I thought, you know, like going out playing street against street. It was very territorial. It was, you know what I mean? And it got up there. I mean, sure, there might have been fight. I don't really remember it, stuff like that. But I certainly do remember the games being massively competitive. And it was simply, you're just two nets on a street and away you go. And that was it. It's obviously involved to where you're in a rink now, an arena, and is it predominantly guys who've played hockey before?
It is. It's actually the fastest growing sport in North America.
Over pickleball? That thing's taken over by storm.
Big.
I'm telling you, where did that come from?
And it's funny that you bring that up because, backtracking towards Topaz Hockey, we actually recently moved over to a Esquimalt lacrosse box.
Okay.
Because unfortunately the Topaz box is slowly starting to fall apart a little bit.
I know, Shane. Yeah, it's always been his Achilles heel to get that fixed and up and ready. Yeah.
And you know, it's unfortunate because we've even had players in our league. I'm on the board actually for Topaz. And, on a Sunday before we play, they're out there with hammers, leaf blowers.
I know, right?
And they're very passionate about it, which is fantastic.
Extremely passionate, yeah.
And Shane is a very good friend of mine.
Yeah.
And, I literally call him Topaz Hockey.
He is. Topaz, yeah.
Great guy.
He's out of it now, though, right?
He is. He's taken a little bit of a step back.
Yeah.
He's more focused on his family, which is great, you know.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, life flies by and,
no kidding,
certain things. But, we moved over to Esquimalt, so we're playing there now, which is great. And in terms of your question, I would say probably 60%, maybe 65% of our league are ice guys.
Okay.
And it maybe go a little bit higher during our spring-summer season.
What about roller?
Roller's still big. There's a league over at Eagle Ridge. I actually know the lady that runs it. Her name's Lori. Very nice lady. I talk to her quite frequently.
Okay.
And a lot of our players actually play roller and are also on feet with us.
Right. Okay.
So it's a big community, which is great. And the big thing going back to Topaz again is that's actually a hybrid game of hockey, which is not only feet, it's also roller. So it's a mix.
Oh, so they must have done that after, because they were strictly ball hockey.
Yes.
With just maybe, they were searching for guys back then. Sure. I mean, if they were lucky to get 10 guys, and then it evolved into a cup, into I applaud Shane for what he's done over the years.
It's a lot of work.
A ton of work, right? And he was just wanting it to do something. Like he was always out raising money for charity and stuff like that. There's a guy that can do that doing stuff for the right reasons, you know.
Sure.
So, but you're more structured.
Absolutely.
This is a league.
Yep.
These guys are paying to play.
Yep.
These guys are taking on the responsibilities of if you're going to pay, you're going to show up.
Yep.
This is way more structured. So when did that all get started?
So we started originally back at the beginning of 2020.
That recent?
Yeah. So
okay.
It's actually been a passion of mine. I've been playing for 29 years.
Wow.
All over North America.
Yeah.
So it's something I'm unbelievably passionate about. I literally eat, breathe, sleep ball hockey all day long.
Really, eh?
So, it's been a dream of mine probably for the past decade. And in 2020, after some unfortunate failed negotiations with the people that ran the previous Victoria League, I kind of set out on my own with now my president. His name's Dan Fouracres. And we started the Vancouver Island Ball Hockey League.
Okay.
And right when we were about to kind of get rolling, COVID, all of a sudden COVID creeped.
I remember you and I talked about
a while back. So the downfall was obviously we couldn't start our league. The benefit was it actually gave us a little bit more time to focus on the things that we wanted to do to build our league, not only in Victoria, but also on the entire island.
Right.
So we
see a lot of people. A lot of people forget, and I'm guilty of it too sometimes. That I've been in this game. ISN's 13, going into its 14th year soon, believe it or not. And up and down this island, there is a ton of athletes in many sports, not just ball hockey, not just this, and I don't know why more people don't include, or I don't, you know what I mean? So I don't know why it is. It just seems that everybody's focused on the South Island for some reason, but thinking that we're the most passionate about everything. It's not the way it is. You know what I mean? I did a baseball team there that beat Victoria for the first time, and just a bunch of beer swilling guys playing baseball. Yeah. And they're like, "Fuck that, we won." That was their World Series, right? But they seem excluded, and I think for the most part we exclude them.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you are moving to Nanaimo.
We are. Yeah, we announced it
under this umbrella of the.
Correct. Yeah.
So you're running that too?
I am. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So pre-plan is I'm going to oversee everything up there. We have a phenomenal support here in Victoria. I've got our president, Dan, as I mentioned, Tyler, who's our vice president, and we actually have a board of executives. So they're going to kind of oversee things as much as possible in Victoria, so I can kind of focus on Nanaimo.
Well, how many teams in one?
In Victoria?
No, how many teams are going to be up island?
Oh, we're hoping to probably hit into the 7-8 teams.
Holy shit.
Yeah, we're very excited.
So tryouts, anything like that?
No. What we're going to do is start off with what we call drop-ins. It's going to give an opportunity for guys to come out who, from all skill levels, just to come check it out, see what we offer. And we're going to run a bunch of free drop-in games. Do you
have divisions?
Yes, we will have divisions, yeah.
Okay, so explain the divisions for the people that are like in Nanaimo that are going to want to drop in. Is there like a over 35?
No, so realistically, the age category that we can accommodate is 16 plus. If you're in the age group of 16 to 18, we do need a parental waiver signed off. And then because of insurance reasons, and then once you hit 18, the sky's the limit. You can all, we've gentlemen that are playing our league now, they're in their 40s and 50s. So,
goalies.
Yeah, some goalies. The goalies are characters for sure. But we love them. They're gold. Everybody needs goalies.
Oh yeah, I'm an ex-goalie.
Yeah. So yeah,
exactly. But, are they using baseball mitts for still?
No
way.
Yeah, the game's actually
they're not using hockey trappers and.
They do. Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah.
No.
The game has completely changed, especially I would probably say over the past decade. One of our sponsors their name's Napper, and they're based out of Quebec. A very good buddy of mine, JF, owns the company, and they specialize in ball hockey equipment.
Really?
And it's night and day difference between hockey and ball hockey, from the shin guards
Nothing
to the gloves.
Beats a baseball glove.
Yeah, no. They even make goalie equipment. It's crazy. So
that's awesome.
Yeah,
who are they again?
Napper.
Napper, perfect.
Yeah. So they're like I said, they're a Canadian company. So we're a huge support of them, big support of our leagues.
Yeah, shout out to Napper.
Yeah, absolutely. So
Napper makes trappers.
Yeah,
perfect.
I'll have to let them know. But
I get money for that. If that takes off, I get money for that.
Him, but the game's evolved, and in terms of divisions, so. Last spring, summer, during a global pandemic, we were absolutely floored. We had 16 teams in Victoria.
Oh, shit.
4 divisions.
Wow.
And we started a wait list. That's how much.
It started
a wait list of teams.
A wait
list,
okay,
wanted to join in. So we were on track to probably hit close to 20 teams for our fall winter league, which was just It's unbelievable.
So this is like that hockey 101. This is kind of like
similar,
like the same kind of structure, same like the how you're building it up and stuff. That's
absolutely
okay because that model worked clearly.
Fantastic.
Yeah, right.
Great group of guys over there. But in terms of our league, so skill level wise, we run our divisions in letters, so A, B, C, and D. And we do get a lot of guys that chime in saying, hey, I've never played before, or like you mentioned earlier, I played when I was a kid and I absolutely loved it. So then we say, we recommend come check out our D division. It's our entry-level division. It's don't get me wrong, it's still skilled ball hockey, but it's a little bit more of a slower pace, get to learn the game, get to learn how the league runs. And then you also have the opportunity in our league to move up divisions. So if, for example, I have a general manager who runs a B team or a C team, sees a player in the D division and is like, oh, you're actually quite skilled. Why don't you come jump on our team and play a few games? And we allow that. We have no problem with it.
Right. And like, is it work the same in reverse? If like, oh, geez, I'm up in C and I should be maybe in D or something like that. So I'll go down.
Yeah, so what ends up happening is we do a re-tier process, which is very similar to a lot of the hockey leagues.
So an evaluation.
Yes. So about halfway through the season, we end up re-tiering teams and moving them. So depending on how many, say ballpark, we have 18 games in the summer. Once you hit game 9, then we look at where all the standings are, and the top team in B will go up to A, the bottom team in A will come down to B. And that's vice versa for all the divisions.
So let's just say, are there awards or championship trophies? Okay, but after 9, you're on a championship team, and then you get reevaluated. And now you're on the lower team. Like,
yeah. So
how's that work?
Yeah. So we do carry all the stats, and everything automatically goes over. And the one thing about our league is we call ourselves a players league. So at the beginning of every season, we actually meet with all the GMs and the player reps, and we vote together.
Is GMs for each team?
Yeah, we have a GM and a player rep. So they actually have 2 players. And the reason we do that is because it's just an extra communication whenever we need to reach out to somebody.
And all games are reffed?
Yes, 2 referees.
By...
we have a lot of ice hockey refs. Our referees are very skilled. They've been doing it for a very long time.
Okay.
But as we grew, we did need to bring in additional referees.
Oh yeah, of course you would.
Yeah. So our one of our referee-in-chiefs, who's been doing it for a very long time, extremely passionate about it. He actually runs our referee clinics for us.
Oh, so you do have clinics?
Oh yeah, we still have a clinic. Yeah.
Oh wow.
And we still follow pretty much the exact same rules as the Canadian Ball Hockey Association.
So there is a sanctioning body out there.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
And then their rules are like no offside or either blue line, two line pass.
In ball hockey, it's called floating blue line. So the way it works is there's a couple different rules between ice hockey and ball hockey.
Right.
So what ends up happening is when the offensive team gains the blue line, you're now allowed to bring the ball back to the red line, and you have that entire offensive zone to play with.
Say that again?
So you gain the blue line.
You gain their blue line.
Yes, their blue line. And then you can bring the ball back to or technically the center line.
Center.
And then you have the entire, from all the way from the red line all the way to the other end is yours.
Unchallenged?
Yes. No, well, you're challenged by the defensive team, but there's no offside at that point.
Once
you gain the blue line,
okay.
Right, you bring the ball back, and then now you can push forward.
Right, okay.
So it gives you a little bit more of a playing surface.
A little cushion there,
yeah.
right.
And the game of ball hockey, especially in the higher divisions, it's extremely fast.
Yeah.
So you're moving that ball, funny enough, you bringing the ball back across the blue line, you're hammering it right over to your winger or other defensive partner, and it moves quick.
Yeah. So, well, who's that guy that just stays high all the time? What was he? We used to call him not the floater, but what was the term for him? That guy.
For a defenseman or?
No, the forward. He used to stay up there all the time.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's the cherry pickers.
Cherry picker. That you get those guys.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
You get those guys.
But that cherry picker dude, like he's ahead of the red.
Correct.
Center.
Yep.
Is he onside if there's all the players are in the opposition zone?
Yeah, so realistically, he could actually hover in between the center line and the blue line of the defensive team and just wait there for the ball.
But no, he doesn't have to be ahead of anybody or behind anybody?
No rules like that whatsoever.
Wow, okay. Yeah. So you do cherry pick.
Oh, this guy's a cherry pick.
Well,
oh, yeah. And
I like how they changed cherry picking into the stretch pass.
Yeah, oh yeah, the stretch
Whatever.
pass. Yeah. So, and those guys are usually pretty fast.
Well, of course they are.
But
but they're not fast enough to backcheck.
Well, it's either they're not fast enough or they don't want to. one of those
yeah.
But,
the same with that don't go in the corner
but
either.
As a defenseman, I'm a defenseman, and you got to keep an eye on that guy.
Oh, yeah, of course you do. Yeah, oh, yeah.
Yeah,
that high guy,
sure.
He'll nail you all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's usually, as a goalie, that's who I'm screaming at one of you, like, get back.
Oh, yeah.
So, orange ball?
Orange ball, yeah. It's a hard orange ball.
That'll sting.
It does sting.
Yes, it does.
The welts actually, it's the size of the ball, and then it expands on your body, and it's purple. And I've had a few in my day, and
Oh yeah, they get. But the sticks are different, obviously, today than when I played. You know, I was using the wooden Hesplers and stuff. You know, it's zero flex on them, but all these new sticks are using. What kind of flex do you play with?
So I'm a 75.
Okay.
There's obviously different technology now with the sticks, as you mentioned.
Yeah.
When we're playing kind of outdoor with the Topaz League, I still use the old school wooden stick.
Yeah.
And the reason being is because the concrete chews the bottom up.
Exactly.
Right. But when you go to indoor, that's when you can go to the Kevlar.
Yeah.
And they're so light. Like it's insane now how light some of these sticks are. And then once again, one of our sponsors, Napper, they actually build a stick now that has an ABS built in on the bottom. So for wear, it lasts a lot longer.
Titan used to do that too. Remember Titan? They used to put the plastic on the
for sure.
Except that it weighed like 30 pounds.
Yeah.
How Gretzky got all his goals with that stick is unbelievable. No, really, right?
Absolutely.
Have you seen it?
The technology's crazy, and even like the helmets that we wear now are like they're as light as bicycle helmets.
Wow.
So it's great because you need light material. Like the cardio in ball hockey is crazy. Especially some of the top, even the bottom division. They're out there.
Well, you're still running.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter what your skill level is. You still have to run.
For sure.
The rink's the same size, right? So, what keeping on the equipment? You don't wear shoulder pads?
No, you don't wear shoulder pads. Some guys will wear
cup.
Oh, definitely want to wear a cup. Yeah, for sure. Some guys will wear knee pads and also elbow pads.
Okay.
And then most of the time we recommend either a soccer style shin pad or a ball hockey style shin pad.
Right.
Very lightweight.
And Napper makes all those?
Napper makes all those,
right.
And then gloves.
Yeah.
Recommend 1 or 2 sticks. Clean runners. You have guys they actually sell ball hockey shoes now.
Wow.
So you can wear those, or you can,
are they like broom ball shoes?
They're I'd say they're kind of similar.
Yeah.
A lot of the ones, they do have a toe cap on them because so many guys do block shots with their feet.
Yeah.
Goaltenders actually fall in love with the ball hockey shoes, especially with the amount of toe saves they make. And
exactly.
That hard orange ball hits your toes. It doesn't feel good.
No, not at all. Of course not.
Yeah.
So are there slap shots?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So absolutely. No limit how high you can go raise a stick? No?
No.
Okay.
The only one rule that they had changed recently was there used to be a high sticking rule that was a penalty. And now what's ended up happening is that if a player high sticks the ball, if the defensive team touches it, they continue the play.
So play on.
Right. But if the offensive team touches it, it gets blown dead, and the face-off goes all the way back down.
End. Okay, perfect.
So it was one of those penalties back in the day that a lot of the guys that were new to the game, they'd high stick the ball, and they get penalized. And you're like, it's kind of one of those rules that you're like, it shouldn't really be a penalty. And so, they took that rule away, which is great.
How do you take a face-off in ball hockey?
It's the exact same as ice.
So they bounce it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the referee drops the ball. It may hit the ground, and then you go.
So there's your shins gone.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
And funny enough, there's a lot of guys in our league that still don't wear shin pads. And I don't know.
Well, they don't take face-offs, clearly. No way.
Yeah. So
no chance. Because what are the odds you're going to get that ball on the bounce as soon as it hits the ground without you're hitting the shit?
Taking a whack?
Sure you are. Yeah. Right? It's guaranteed, right?
It's high.
So obviously positioning, so you turn your hips in to when you're taking a face off, you would turn your hips in to block him and then kick it back.
For sure.
Right,
yeah.
Okay.
It's very similar to ice hockey.
Yeah.
Especially with the amount of guys that do play ice hockey in our league. They're used to taking face-offs.
What about rubbing somebody out or?
Yeah, you're allowed. It's like any kind of non-professional sport. You get in the corner, there's, a little body-to-body here and there, but at the same time,
we all have work to go Monday.
Absolutely. You got families, you got work to go to. So our referees do a great job of trying to keep things under control. And
but it's hockey. It is. So, but like football, hockey, there's a contact, all the rugby, you still have that mutual respect. Is ball hockey this new that you haven't earned that mutual respect yet? Like it's still, they see it on TV and they get hit or whacked or something like that. They drop the gloves. Is that an instinct or is there severe penalties for that?
Yes, there is for sure. So during COVID, a lot of the facilities implemented a non-fighting rule. And so we obviously had to implement that as a league.
Now, who wants to? Nobody wants to.
Like you said, people got to work the next day. Families no, we don't want players going home to their families all banged up and so on and so forth. So we followed that, and unfortunately, or fortunately, it's an automatic season suspension, no refund.
So they know the outcome is. If
Absolutely, yeah.
But it still happens, I bet.
Oh, so it happened. We had our first one this year, first fight ever.
Like both of them went
in almost 3 years, yeah.
Yeah.
First time ever. So
and both ejected right away.
Both were.
Can they plead? Can they?
Oh yeah.
Is there an arbitration or?
They can, but speaking of which, we actually stream and commentate all our games now.
Oh wow!
So we don't really like using the video evidence, but it's there, and obviously it can benefit us if we need it.
I think everybody's seen them fighting.
Yeah. So
it'd be pretty hard to say no. No, we're just kidding.
Yeah, for sure. So they, it's unfortunate. The one player unfortunately did get suspended for the rest of the season. The other player, we evaluated things, and it was a bit of a different situation. But moving forward,
he didn't start it.
He didn't start it. He kept his gloves on. There's always kind of that tough area that you gotta kind of decide.
That's fair for him because he probably didn't want to go.
No, he did. Once again, looking at the tape, and I was there live watching it, but. You got to evaluate every situation one by one, and if there's any past history and so on and so forth.
Did you suspend that guy though? Both?
So the one player was gone for the season. The other player ended up getting a 3-game suspension.
Okay.
And that was
even that's harsh though. If somebody want to go,
for sure. And it's the integrity of the league. Right, we don't.
It's good to set an example. Yeah,
sure.
Exactly.
We don't want to be known as that goon league or a league where guys are going and ending up in at hospitals or whatever, right? At the end of the day, it's we're very prideful about our league, and we want
good for you.
Yeah, we want to grow. Yeah, and it's
that's the thing. But unfortunately, during that, I was always a fighting as a part of the game and this in hockey and stuff like that, and I didn't think I would ever get to a point. I mean, I still see Reeves and the boys going on and stuff like that, and whatever, but. I never really thought that I'd be that guy that enjoyed the hockey, the flow and back and forth as much as I have, because I remember that the last few playoffs in the NHL have been amazing hockey.
For sure. The game's changed a lot. Even in ball
regular season, I always knew, just because I'm not at that level, good Lord, no, but I always knew there was 2 seasons, regular season and then playoffs.
Sure.
And playoff hockey is much, much different than regular season. I've never seen it more noticeable in the last, say, 4 or 5 years.
I agree.
Where it's just like, 82, Jesus Christ, whatever. There's still some good hockey, but nothing like what these boys are bringing in the playoffs. It's just amped up 150%.
Absolutely.
And man, is it no fighting?
Yeah.
No, just good, solid, clean hits. Sure. You know what does bother me, though? When it's a good, clean hit, but he gets tackled.
Yeah.
Why? I don't understand the whole, your guy had his head down. Yeah. But right away, you got to go jump on this guy for whatever. And that's the only thing that I would change on that. But, okay, so you have your drop-ins.
Yep.
And that's money for the drop-ins? So how much?
Completely free.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we do free drop-ins. It's all
how many of them are you allowed?
We unlimited through the whole season.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it's just an opportunity for players to get more games in. Due to COVID, the past couple of years, our drop-ins were only allowed for players that were actually playing in our league. But now I hate to say the word that COVID's going away, but now that we're kind of getting back to normal, we're going to be able to open it up where players that are actually interested in the league, or maybe if we have a gentleman that messages us 4 games in and it's like, hey, I want to come check it out. Well, you know what? Next Friday's our drop-in. Come, check it out. See if you like it.
Oh, okay.
And we don't, we do it for all players in all divisions. So it's kind of like a mismatch of all different skill levels.
Can it be co-ed?
Co-ed's on the list for us. We are going to be moving.
So includes that whole bit.
Yeah. So we actually, speaking of which, we had our first female join our league last summer. And her name's Jess Herb, and she is a phenomenal goaltender.
Really?
Yes, she's
good
big
for
and
her.
very well known in the roller side of things. And her fiance actually plays in our league and also plays in the roller league.
On her team?
No, they don't play on the same team. They're both goalies.
Oh, no
so
way.
Can you imagine a house of 2 goalies?
No, I wouldn't. No. Imagine the superstitious stuff there.
Yeah.
Put the soap here, put the shampoo here. That all gets changed.
Yeah. They're both very passionate, very supportive of our league, which is great.
Wow.
And it was great to see her out there.
Okay.
And from there, we just announced a few months ago that we're going to start our first women's league in Victoria.
What?
It's the VIBHL women's division.
What's it called again?
VIBHL, so it's still under our banner.
So you're putting that on your website.
Yep.
That'll just be another page?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and it's all together.
Yeah.
We're one big family. So,
wow.
Out of the gates, we've had a lot of interest, which we're extremely excited about. So first week of April, we're going to start with the drop-ins, and that way the ladies can come out and check things out.
Okay.
Same idea, different skill levels.
Yeah.
And it's something we're very excited about.
Wow.
It's been a while. I know there used to be a league in Victoria, and unfortunately, once again, a lot of sports and a lot of businesses, COVID, took a big hit on them. So we're working with a lady named Kirsta who's been phenomenal, big support.
Yeah.
We're excited to have her and a lot of the teams come over, and we're going to be building a bunch of teams out of individual players, and it's going to be great.
Okay.
We're very excited.
Is it 6-on-6?
It's 5-on-5.
5-on-5 with a goalie though. So
Correct.
So
right.
And is there any interest on a 4-on-4 or 3-on-3? Like if it goes into overtime or? Yeah,
overtime rule. We do run a 10-minute stop time overtime, but only in the playoffs, and that's when we switch to 4-on-4. But what ended up happening was, it's funny that you brought that up. During COVID, they were only allowing a certain amount of bodies in the facility.
Exactly. And dressing rooms.
Correct. So what ended up happening was we met with all of our GMs and player reps. And because you were only allowed a certain amount of bodies on the floor, which was 23 according to the provincial health order. So unfortunately, if you have 2 referees and a scorekeeper,
there's 3 right there.
Yeah, there's 3 taken. So now you only have 20 between 2 teams.
Yeah.
So now all of a sudden you're only allowed 10 per bench. So if you only have 10 per bench and you're running 5-on-5, realistically, you
every hockey tournament I went in.
Yeah.
And a senior, when I was playing senior hockey, we only had 10. We only had 2 lines.
And it's tough. So we had actually ended up going with a 4-on-4 league last fall, winter. And there's a lot of space on the floor.
Ton.
We're doing 4-on-4.
How long are the periods?
We run 2:17 stop times.
2:17 stop.
Yeah, 2:17 stop. 1 minute intermission, half.
Between.
And then we do a warm-up from 3 to 5 minutes. And then there's no overtime during regular season, only in the playoffs.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the games can be what, about an hour?
Hour and 10 is what we average.
Right.
Yeah, so we book about an hour and 15 minutes of floor time, just to make sure that everything's taken care of. And we usually run at least 2 up to 4 games a night per facility.
What are your floor times? It's not like at 1 a.m.
No, so we run, we try to focus on weeknights. This year, because they're with the COVID situation and a lot of sports getting ramped up again, lacrosse is huge, as you probably know, on the island, so we share a lot of the floor time with them.
Okay.
So we did run into a few Saturday slots. And funny enough, we actually had a lot of interest on Saturdays. It was almost like we were going back to when we were kids.
Yeah.
You have a game at 10 o'clock on a Saturday morning or 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, some of the some of the teams that had younger guys, they're working. So they were a bit short.
Or just getting home.
Yeah. I remember those days. So we, but it worked out.
Don't sit there, man. Don't sit there.
Yeah. For sure. So, but at the end of the day, it was a very successful season. We just wrapped up our fall winter on Friday night. It was 19 regular season games, 1 exhibition, 2 rounds of best of 3 playoffs.
Right.
So a couple of the teams ended up playing 26 games on the season, which is a lot of ball
hockey.
A lot of games. Yeah, it's a long season. With ball hockey, we only run 2.
Yeah.
So it's our fall, winter, and then our spring, summer.
Okay.
So spring, summer is a lot shorter. Depending on the calendar year, COVID was obviously a bit of a mess, but we usually run it kind of mid to late April, and it's usually wrapped up by about mid-July.
So what does it cost for, say, you want the drop-ins? The drop-ins are free. But now I want to sign up.
Okay, so league fees, we set a team fee. So realistically, we let the GMs and the player reps know this is exactly how much we charge, and we don't cap the amount of players you can carry. So for an entire team to join our season for this upcoming spring summer is $2,625. And if you break that down between the average roster of 15 players, it's only $175 for the entire season.
Okay.
So
you don't like it. Okay. So if I want to put a team in, I have to get my own team.
Correct.
Right?
So which does happen.
Right.
A lot of ice teams will actually convert right over to ball hockey for the summer.
Yeah, so they really could put a sandbagging team in.
Of course.
Right. How do you get around that?
So what we end up doing is the re-tiering thing is a big thing.
Of course.
So we know once they kind of get on the floor, because every season things change. Like, for example, I play for the Victoria Dragons. There's a chance that our spring-summer league is completely different from our fall-winter. And the reason being is during fall-winter, a lot of our players either play both ball hockey and ice, or they step away from ball hockey and just go back to ice.
Right.
But then when the summer comes along, these boys love hockey,
sure.
so they want to jump right back into ball hockey. So some of the highly skilled guys that weren't around for the fall-winter are now back on board for our spring-summer.
Right.
So it's you know, trying to figure out teams, like you said, with the sandbagging versus highly skilled.
But you know who they are.
Oh, yeah.
And they're going to play against this other sandbagging team.
So the other advantage...
Is there a team out there called the Sandbaggers?
No, there isn't.
I bet you there will be, though.
Yeah, thank you. So we, like I said at the beginning, the advantage of us is because we are very player-oriented, we sit down with everybody at the beginning and we ask them, where do you feel most comfortable playing?
Yeah.
And then we have an idea. And, you know, the hockey community is pretty tight-knit.
Sure it is.
So we know...
If they're if they're Cougars and all this, you know, obviously
they're
young,
be good players.
They're young, fit, and ready to go, right?
For sure.
Yeah.
So it's there's some moving pieces always at the beginning of the year, and our goal is to make sure that all of the teams, players, and everybody that's part of our league loves to be there.
Well, yeah, because you don't want to get blown out 15-1. That's I'm not paying $3,000 for that.
Exactly.
Right. So that's not fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I guess that would be your hardest thing to do is to try to make sure that the players at the competition at level is fair.
Absolutely.
And the parity is there.
And we do. So to give you
Good
a prime
for you.
example, our last spring summer league, every single second round series went 3 games.
Out of 5.
No, it's best of 3.
Best of 3.
All of them went 3.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, which is great. A, B, C, D division, all of them went
really?
3. Which shows that the competitive level is very well balanced.
It's parity,
which was great.
Yeah, good for
So
you.
it's,
okay.
We're on the right track. It's been the amount of sleepless nights, the stress, from the roller coaster of emotions with COVID, it's been unbelievable. But the fact that we've built something very special. Our league is actually talked about all over Canada. I get messages from different leagues asking questions or help.
That's cool.
Certain things, which is great because I've been around the game for so long that I love it so much that I'm willing to help whatever I can because I want to see the game grow across Canada.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's it. So, are you going to have like a north-south playoff thing?
So our plan now is that once Nanaimo gets up and running, we actually have our league meetings this Wednesday night in Victoria, and we're going to give the option that if any team in Victoria wants to travel to Nanaimo for a 1-1 throughout the season, then they're going to be allowed to do so.
Okay.
So once we get an idea of the skill level in Nanaimo, we're going to offer them the same situation. So probably about 5-6 weeks into the season, we're going to either have Nanaimo teams come down to Victoria or Victoria teams go up to Nanaimo, probably like a Friday night or a Saturday. But
you're not just taking teams from Nanaimo. They're like the Duncan people can go to Nanaimo or to Victoria.
For sure.
But Campbell River can play.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, we have. There's 2 brothers actually that live in Campbell River, Tyler and Jesse, and they are phenomenal ball hockey players. Yeah. And they travel to play in our league from Campbell River.
In Victoria.
Yeah.
So now they're going to go to.
They'll end up probably most likely playing in
why wouldn't you?
Save you the time. Yeah. But that just shows, the dedication of some of these guys.
Right.
And how passionate they are about the game. And both of them have been a huge support of our league, which is great. I talk to both of them quite frequently.
Wouldn't that be great to have an all-star game, though, against the South, against the North?
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I could see that.
The wheels are always in
motion. I could see that for sure, right? Just bragging rights.
Big time.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's so cool.
A lot of exciting things ahead for sure.
What about travel teams and tournaments and stuff like that? How does all that work?
There's actually a lot of tournaments, ball hockey, because it is growing so quickly.
Well, it's like you can play for Canada.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Like, how cool is that?
Yeah. So there's a couple different federations that run all that kind of stuff. And you do have the opportunity to play for your country, which is outstanding.
Right.
I actually played going back a few years ago. I do have Irish heritage, and I did play for Team Ireland.
Did you really?
Yeah, men's over 35, which is called the Masters Division.
Yeah.
And we went into Ontario, we played, and it's a phenomenal experience.
Yeah.
Like just the way that you're treated is literally like a professional athlete.
Wow.
And it's nothing better than being away with the boys, and especially in a.
How did they even know about hockey? It's more like that Hurley or when
Yeah, it's crazy. It's great, but another big tournament that's actually really taking over across North America is Hockey Fest, and I'm not sure if you've heard about it, but
no.
we built a really good relationship with them. And
who are they?
So they're a company that puts together. The best way to describe it is it's actually small rinks that they put in parking lots of different areas.
I've seen that.
Yeah, so
3-on-3s.
3-on-3.
Yeah,
exactly. Very fast-paced hockey.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you're literally, and there's at the top division, there's slap shots.
Yeah.
So we call it grip and rip. So realistically, you get that ball, you're hammering it to the opposite side.
Right.
And my heart goes out to goalies because they're up, down, up, down.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So I actually just got back from Vegas. And they had their tournament there, and it was unbelievable. I have never seen a tournament so well organized.
Really?
And it was actually partnered with Spittin' Chicklets.
No way.
Yeah,
I think I see it.
So Paul B. Sinet was there.
Yeah, the Biz.
Ryan Whitney.
Yeah.
And, man, they treated the players so well.
Yeah.
So, funny enough, they actually started in Abbotsford last year. And
is Biz a BC boy?
He is.
I think
I
he
actually spent some time with him in Vegas, talking to him about it and
Not
stuff.
bar, eh?
And he is such a nice guy.
Yeah, he really is.
The way you see him online and on TV, exact same.
Oh no, what you see is what you get.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Those sandbagger golf things, I just
hilarious.
Yeah, they really are. Really, he sucks so bad.
Yeah.
But that's like he doesn't care. He'll just go out and shoot 102
for sure
and win because Whitney's like a scratch golfer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So backtracking, we played in Abbotsford and we brought our team over from Victoria and we won it. We won technically what would be called the B division, and I went from there and I actually ended up playing in Edmonton and their tournament there, and then most recently went down to Vegas.
Oh wow!
So we built a great relationship with them, and we're actually going to announce that in the next few days here that we're going to be working with them directly to send teams from Victoria to Hockey Fest Abbotsford in May.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so they've given us a promo code which we're going to shout out on our social media platforms.
Okay. Let me know and I'll post it on iSense. Yeah, no worries, man.
And then a little sneak peek, there might be something coming to Victoria in 2023.
Oh, yeah?
So we're very excited about
that. Okay, good stuff. Yeah? Give me a hint.
Let's just say that
the women's team?
They like what they see from the VIBHL.
Oh, okay.
And with our expansion up to Nanaimo, you might see a few small rinks popping up in Victoria next summer.
Nice.
So it'll be good.
Really?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, we're excited.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of anything to get kids motivated to just do something different. I love different. What would you say to athletes that are, they do the baseball, the this, the that, about just trying something like, horseshoes or cornhole or what? Okay, just something to get your mind off of. Because here's my thing. It's such a money organizing sport, like with academies and this and this, and I'm convinced it doesn't help them.
For sure,
I'm just convinced of it, and prove me wrong. But I'm a big fan of trying just different anything.
Absolutely.
And whether that be so far off the beaten path of the sport that you really like, whatever, but. What I find what's happening anyways is I don't know if we're getting the best athletes or the richest parents or this, so to keep something affordable where it's $150 to play.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Are you considering having any junior programs?
So there actually is one in Victoria. And they're called, the Greater Victoria Minor Ball Hockey Association.
I didn't know about that.
They're
associated with you or no?
No, they're not associated with us directly. We do talk to many people that are involved in that league. They have a great president. His name's Brett. And I do communicate with him quite frequently. His son actually plays in our league for the Saanich Hitmen.
Okay.
He's a great ball hockey player as well. Young guy, a lot of skill. So he's definitely, the future of ball hockey. But
kids need more of a choice, though,
for
right?
Sure.
Like it's too. I like to be doing one sport for 10 hours a day, or whatever. Mm-hmm. I just don't see the benefit of that.
And that's the big thing with ball hockey because it is so cost effective compared to ice hockey. You can come out and, like I said, like for our season with playoffs.
How do you beat free?
Yeah, we
hello.
Yeah, free drop-ins come on.
How do you beat that?
Yeah.
Right.
And that's because our goal is to grow the game on the island.
Right.
And to do so, you need people to come check it out.
Yeah.
And
But you're not pitching that they're going to play for Canada. You're not pitching that they're going to be an NHL guy.
No.
You're not pitching this. What I fear is that with these academies and training facilities and all this, it's like, oh, you could be D1.
Yeah.
You can go D1.
For sure.
Fuck, you ain't going D1. No, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know,
I've seen some stats. It's very low, the chances of going all the way.
Less than 3%, 1%. I don't know, but it's not 5%.
For sure.
Not even close.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. So it's like it's a fine line between, I don't want to crush a kid's dream or nothing like that, but fuck, there's got to be some form of reality
Absolutely.
here, right?
Yeah, and
so,
I'm a big believer. Go out and try different things, like you said with the cornhole, and
go
just try it.
Just go with your buddies.
Absolutely.
Start a team.
Yeah.
Come up with $150 each.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
You're gonna get just as much cardio. You're gonna get, what you're looking for.
Yeah.
It's competitive. It's the, and you're with your buddies.
Absolutely.
Right? So I mean, I just think it's there's not enough emphasis now, and kids get separated with their buddies from going out in the sand lot and playing scrub. Like I'm talking like an old guy, and I am an old guy, but I do miss seeing the boys road hockey.
For sure.
Very seldom do you see basketball nets at the end of driveways anymore.
Yeah.
You do see them,
Yeah.
but it's not as common as it once was.
Absolutely.
When do you see a kid playing scrub in a field?
Yeah.
Right? Now, the times have changed.
Yeah.
Where you can't just allow your 12-year-old to go to a park by himself.
Of course.
Right? Because there's so many shitheads that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But, at the end of the day, it doesn't mean that you can't go out there with supervision either and with your buddies, right?
Yeah.
So, big belief. What would you tell the kids that want to, get involved with in a controlled atmosphere or a controlled system where this ball hockey would be great for your cardio? It would be great, for what do you get out of it?
Yeah. So the biggest thing is just like you said, just get out and try it, and
But what makes
building
you do it?
relationships, right? It's
Exactly.
Right. You get new friends, new buddies. Like one of the best messages that I've ever received since I've ever played ball hockey was we had a player who joined our league, and he was new to the island. He didn't have any friends whatsoever. And he sent us a message at the end of the year, and he said, your guys' league is absolutely incredible. I want to let you know that coming into Victoria, I didn't have any friends, and now I have an entire
He's got
team
like
of
20
friends.
buddies. He's got 20 buddies
Exactly.
now. Yeah.
Right? And that's what it's all about.
And
right?
I think that's a lost thing now.
Yeah.
I really do believe that coming playing with your buddies, and there's people that in their graduate senior year that are getting told they can go here. If I'm playing anywhere in my senior year, I want to be with my buddies.
For sure.
I just do.
Yeah, lifetime.
Right. I mean, I there's to play over here. So what makes you what drives you to keep doing this? Even now in your life, is it obviously there's a passion, but it must be social.
Oh, social big time. Yeah.
Right.
It's like you said, right? You're at the rink, and I'm a big believer to do something in life, especially now with how fast time flies by. Do something that you love and that you're passionate about. And there's nothing better of that feeling of walking into the rink and seeing so many familiar faces and, just looking and seeing what we've done, what we've built. And
for me, that's it with ISN for me, because after this, I'm not from here. I didn't go to school here. I didn't play my sports here. Mm-hmm. But every time I think, oh, fuck, this is the last year I'm doing ISN. Yeah. I'm done with this, right? It's just 7 days a week. And I think, well, who else is going to do it?
Yeah.
There's been other people that try, but I still get a kick out of covering a 12-year-old, 13-year-old who just won a gold in the smile and all that stuff, right? The adults go, okay, great, fine, go nuts. But I find it to be money and ego the higher you go up.
For sure.
And then I'm out at that point.
Yeah.
I just have zero interest at that point.
For me and my president and now Tyler, the VP, is going back 3 years ago, I made a commitment, and I said to everybody that joined our league, and I said, just stick with us. I promise you we are going to build something special, and we're going to build one of the best ball hockey leagues in Western Canada.
Good for you, man.
And I'm all in.
Yeah.
24/7.
A lot of work away.
Ton of work.
Like, unbelievable.
Like, during COVID.
Eat, sleep, everything.
Oh, my phone, like, you would think I was crazy.
Yeah.
But I love talking about it.
Yeah. I know.
And I think the hard part's over now because with COVID, like, I had to meet a lawyer 3 times to get our waivers adjusted to the provincial health order. You know, and little things where, you have to make sure that the guys are wearing the masks when they enter into the facility.
I know.
But, at the end of the day, I can only imagine the pressure that some of these facilities were under. And they were a great support to us, and we did whatever we could we just wanted to keep the game going. Yeah. And I remember when we first got shut down back in December, when they shut all the adult sports down, I was just, my heart just
devastated,
broke.
Yeah.
I had messages from players in our league that just said, like, this was all I had. Because I think I remember at that time, gyms might have been closed. I can't remember, but
I don't,
I don't it was just such a, like, we were getting pulled in every direction.
I honestly don't think they knew what they were doing, even that. They were guessing. Like, no, and that's not no slight. We've never been through anything like this before.
100%.
So we're just going to err on this, but a lot of their decisions made 0 sense.
Yeah.
Like, you can go to Costco, you can go here, but you can't do this.
Yeah.
And they really underestimated the importance of sports and working out and that getting that energy. They underestimated the fact how important that is to somebody's mental psyche.
Sure.
They really did. They fucked that up completely.
Yeah, I totally agree. And it's funny you say that because in a lot of the messages that we did receive this was my escape from.
Of course it was.
This was mental health.
Yes.
And I was like, oh man, like.
No, it's true. Like,
I feel terrible.
You do. It's just that's my 2 hours to get away from the wife, or and gives her time to go do whatever it is,
or the news, or social
or
media,
anything.
But shoved down your throat.
That's what sports is supposed to be, an escape.
For sure.
And unfortunately, and I'm glad that you came on today to explain it and the whole bit, because it's refreshing. Because most times it's gotten to be a business.
Yeah.
And it's like, what just happened here? Like, when did you start making tens of thousands of dollars to coach?
For sure. Yeah, for us,
what the fuck happened there? What rock did I go under?
Every penny that we take in, sponsorship money, player fees, right back to the league, right back to the players.
Yeah, for now.
Everything.
Yeah, until it's caught up. Like, I don't begrudge anybody making $1 on something, whatever. ISN is free, sure. I'd love to make, but it's not. I wouldn't get as much out of it, right? Because I'm not under any pressure to do anything other than what I want.
For sure.
Because there's no money involved.
Yeah.
That takes all of that away.
Of course.
So, and that keeps my passion alive, because I'm doing it for me.
Absolutely.
I don't know who you people are out there. I really don't. I wouldn't know. Now, I've met a lot of great people, but, in the last 13 years who I've, back and forth on you. Yeah. We never met till today, but how many times we speak?
Multiple times.
We kind of knew each other, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So I get that, but that's the proper, I would hate to go, hey, listen, you didn't run my ad 3 times there, and, I just give you $150. I'm like, oh, fuck, sorry. No, I don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
So it's all for the right reasons. And once you get all these things sorted out and you're growing and stuff, it's one of these things that's just going to run itself. And the people that are doing it for the right reasons. So they'll help you.
Yes.
And if you're falling off on something because just too bit, whatever, you'll be easily reminded, right? Because somebody's like, hey, or they'll come up with ideas.
Yeah.
I've been really successful with ISN. Not because I've done it all. Yeah. It's because you have other people that love it as much and suggest things, and you go, I never would have thought of that.
Yeah.
So,
and that's the reason why we brought in our executive board.
Exactly.
You have other opinions, other ideas.
Exactly.
It's great. It's huge support.
Massive, right? Yeah. And then going to Vegas and stuff like that and seeing how other people do it and we could pull this off. Like, I always thought, like, when I was really happy when the World Juniors came. Like, a lot of people were like, well, we couldn't handle anything like that. I went to both in Vancouver and here, and I'm telling you, that curling center, that whole setup that they had, phenomenal.
Absolutely.
Phenomenal. They did a great job. We could have easily had the gold medal games here, except for parking.
I know.
When they're nailing people for parking tickets and stuff like that. Like, lay off, right? This is an international event, and you're trying to get like $14 out of somebody on their minivan.
Yeah.
Piss off.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of thing. So, well, listen, buddy, congratulations on a lot of the stuff.
Thank you so much.
What is the message that you want to send out? This is the last word. What do you want to tell the folks on the island here that they kind of already didn't know, or you want to remind them? It's up, it's running, it's live, it's happening, it's exciting, it's something for everybody. You know, so go ahead, send the last message.
The same message that I made 3 years ago. This is going to be one of the biggest and best ball hockey leagues in Western Canada. We're going to accommodate all skill levels all the way up the island. Come check it out. You know, check out our free drop-ins, and you'll fall in love with it, I promise.
Yeah.
We love our players. We love our league, and it's only upwards from here.
You know what you should have is a media game.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Imagine taking a slap shot on Cliff LeClain. Just like, you know, Ed Bain, like get in that, Ed.
Yeah,
all right. So.
It's just dude, so many of our ideas because of COVID. It was just like, or you know, delayed. So we got a lot of good ideas.
A lot of the people that I talked to, it was I actually found during COVID, ISN went through the roof.
Yeah.
COVID. They had nothing else to do, I guess, and either they just found it or they were spending more time. But my numbers went through the roof. It didn't affect me at all. In fact, it was just like, oh shit, I thought I was gonna get a break after. No, it's free. It's like I wanted a break. No, I didn't. No, I did. I didn't want that to happen.
Yeah.
So, but I also thought that a lot of sports missed the bus.
Yeah.
On the COVID, because like rugby, they could have easily had. 6 feet apart. So the grassroots of the game is just get out and throw the ball to your buddy 6 feet away.
Yeah.
Didn't happen. I mean, but I think everybody wasn't sure of what's going on or this, you know, but like, have you ever thought about running little training things for kids, or like just simply passing the ball or getting used to wearing the equipment or some of the gear? Because half of it, like, we didn't have gear when we played road hockey.
Yeah.
Or you're a wuss.
Yeah.
Right?
So for us, the majority of the guys that come into the league already have, I would say, at least some sort of skill or knowledge of hockey and with the equipment and stuff. So when we're out there, especially with the drop-ins and they're warming up and they're getting an idea of kind of, because I hate to say it, but obviously with the drop-ins, it's not super competitive because it is so many different skill levels.
And it shouldn't be.
Yeah, exactly. So that is where your opportunity is to come to practice and build your game to get better. With the youth league, they do run different things, which you can see online, which is great.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's what the future is, right? Like
you got to start.
You got to.
That's where it's like. How are you going to get registration? How are you going to get this? Like all these things. If you don't start going back and giving back to the grass. Somebody asked me what does grassroots mean to you?
It's where you started. It's going back to and giving back. It's just. It's,
you know what it is for me? Coaching.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Everybody says it's the kids. Grassroots for me is simple. In any sport, and coaching.
Yeah.
Starts and stops with coaching, right?
Yeah,
for me, at a young age.
Yeah.
You're either going to love it and do this or whatever, be excited about it, or, to learn something new. You have to have, like, coaching has changed so much that I've noticed where, before it used to just tell them, do it this way.
Yeah.
And there is no other way. You're doing it this way.
Yeah.
And it went from, okay, now I have to show you how to do it, to where kids nowadays they want to know why.
Yeah. Questions.
Which is, to me, perfect.
Yeah.
Why? Well, I'll tell you why.
For sure.
Some coaches take that, don't question me.
Yeah.
Oh, you shouldn't be coaching, bud. Because the kids today are so inquisitive, and they have all these computers and this and that. Okay, well, why are we doing it? Like, oh, okay. So it's not just good enough to tell them, show them. You have to explain why.
Absolutely.
So they get it. So that's what grassroots to me is to take these kids and it's making sure you go through all the steps. So Aiden, listen, buddy. I just absolutely am a fan of what you guys are doing, and I have been for a while. So you just send me some stuff for as long as I keep going with ISN. Send me some stuff.
Love it.
I'll keep posting her up for you.
Thank you so much.
And that's it. So with that, thanks again for having coming on the little show here. Ball hockey, the Vancouver Island Ball Hockey League. Aiden's your man to talk to. I will put all the links in the YouTube and all the descriptions of stuff, how to get a hold of these people. If you're looking for something to do, the cost is there. So with that, we're going to close out the show. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you again. Bye.